Have you ever felt like something was missing inside you? Like a part of you has been lost along the way? What if I told you that you were born whole, but over time, pieces of your soul have been scattered? The truth is, most people are living with only fragments of their true selves, unaware that their soul is incomplete. But before you can truly awaken, you must first restore what has been lost. From the moment we enter this world, we are whole, pure, radiant, and fully connected to ourselves. But as we grow, life happens. Pain, disappointment, societal conditioning, and trauma slowly chip away at our essence. Over time, we lose connection to who we truly are. This fragmentation isn't just a metaphor. Many ancient traditions, from shamanism to Eastern mysticism, speak of soul loss, a condition where parts of our soul become detached due to emotional wounds and unprocessed experiences. When this happens, we start to feel incomplete, restless, and disconnected from our purpose. Think about it. How many times have you felt like you're just going through the motions, like life is happening to you rather than through you? How often do you feel a deep emptiness inside, even when everything seems fine on the outside? These are signs that your soul is calling for restoration. In this journey, we will uncover the 4 lost parts of your soul, how they were fragmented, and most importantly, how you can reclaim them. Because only when you are whole again can you truly awaken to your highest self, the first fragment of the soul. Do you remember the child you once were? The one who laughed freely, dreamed endlessly, and felt everything so deeply? What if I told you that this child still exists within you, but they've been buried under years of conditioning, pain, and expectations? Your inner child is the first lost part of your soul, and until you reconnect with them, true awakening will remain out of reach. There was a time when you were fearless, when the world was magical, and your heart was wide open. You were curious, playful, and completely in tune with your emotions. But then something happened. Maybe you were told to grow up, or that your feelings were too much. Maybe you experienced loss, rejection, or the sting of betrayal for the first time. And so, bit by bit, you tucked away the most innocent and authentic parts of yourself. The day you learned that the world could hurt you was the day you started building walls around your soul. This is when the first fragmentation occurs, the loss of your inner child. Psychologists and spiritual teachers alike recognize the inner child as the subconscious part of you that carries the unhealed wounds of your early years. When we disconnect from this part of ourselves, we lose more than just childhood memories. We lose our sense of wonder, our ability to trust, and the raw joy that makes life meaningful. But here's the most important truth. Your inner child never disappears. They are still within you, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be heard. Every time you feel irrational fear, crippling self-doubt, or an intense emotional reaction that doesn't make sense, that is your inner child calling for your attention. Why is this important for awakening? The inner child holds the key to your creativity, spontaneity, and emotional healing. If you've ever felt disconnected from your passion, struggled with self-worth, or found yourself stuck in repetitive emotional cycles, it's because your inner child is still carrying unresolved pain. Until you reconnect with them, these wounds will continue to manifest in your adult life through anxiety, depression, and a deep sense of emptiness. This lost part of the soul? Healing the inner child requires deep self-awareness and compassion. It begins with acknowledging their existence, recognizing that a wounded child still lives within you. Revisiting childhood memories, reflecting on the experiences that shaped you, both good and bad. Reparenting yourself, giving yourself the love, validation, and security that you may not have received as a child. Engaging in childlike joy, doing the things that once made you happy, drawing, dancing, exploring, and playing without self-judgment. Inner child meditation and journaling, speaking directly to your inner child, asking what they need, and listening with an open heart. The moment of transformation. Imagine meeting your younger self, the child you once were, face to face. What would they say to you? Would they ask why you stopped dreaming, why you became afraid? The moment you reconnect with them is the moment healing begins. And with healing comes integration, the first step toward reclaiming your wholeness. Because to awaken, you must become whole again. And to become whole, you must first embrace the child within you. The hidden side of you, What if I told you that there is a part of you that you refuse to see, one that holds all the emotions, desires, and memories you've been told to suppress? This is your shadow self, the part of your soul you've abandoned in order to be accepted. But here's the truth. Until you face your shadow, you will never be whole. And without wholeness, true awakening is impossible. Since childhood, we have been conditioned to show only the parts of ourselves that are acceptable. We are praised for being kind, obedient, and successful, while our anger, sadness, and fears are ignored or even punished. So what do? We hide them. We push them deep into our subconscious, pretending they don't exist. But nothing ever truly disappears. What we suppress does not die, it only grows stronger in the darkness. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, called this the shadow self, the hidden part of us that holds our fears, traumas, desires, and impulses that society deems unacceptable. Every time you feel irrational anger, crippling jealousy, or unexplained fear, that is your shadow trying to emerge. But why do we reject our shadow? Because it's uncomfortable. It forces us to confront parts of ourselves we don't want to admit exist. But by avoiding it, we create a fragmented soul, living in a false sense of self. The more we deny it, the more it controls us from the depths of our subconscious. Have you ever wondered why you repeat the same self-destructive patterns? Why you sabotage relationships? Why you feel an emptiness that never seems to go away? The answer lies in your shadow. How shadow suppression holds you back from awakening unresolved emotions. Suppressed trauma and pain keep you stuck in the past, preventing spiritual growth. Blocked creativity. The shadow holds not only pain, but also untapped power and potential. Self-sabotage. Unacknowledged fears and wounds dictate our behaviors without us even realizing it. Projection onto others. The things we dislike in others often reflect the parts of ourselves we refuse to see. The path to awakening is not about becoming more spiritual, it is about becoming more real. And that means embracing every part of yourself, including the dark corners you fear. How to restore this lost part of the soul shadow work: journaling. Writing down the emotions, thoughts, and desires you usually suppress. Mirror work. Looking into your own eyes and acknowledging the pain and truth within you. Embracing dark emotions, allowing yourself to feel anger, grief, and fear without shame. Recognizing projections. Understanding that what irritates you in others may be a reflection of your own unhealed wounds. Inner dialogue with the shadow. Talking to your shadow self, asking what it needs, and integrating it into your conscious self. The moment you stop running from your shadow is the moment you reclaim a vital part of your soul. True enlightenment is not about escaping darkness. It is about bringing light to it. The soul's true voice. What if the answers you seek have always been inside you, but you've forgotten how to listen? Your higher self, the most awakened, limitless version of you, has been calling. But in the noise of everyday life, its voice has been drowned out. Until you restore this lost part of your soul, you will continue to feel lost, disconnected, and uncertain about your true path. There is a version of you that exists beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond limitations. It is the part of you that sees through illusion, that understands your purpose, and that knows why you came into this world. This is your higher self, the divine, intuitive intelligence that guides your soul's journey. But for most of us, this connection has been severed. Why? Because we have been programmed to trust everything except ourselves. Society tells us what to believe, what to fear, and what path to follow. From a young age, we are conditioned to seek validation from external sources. Our parents, our teachers, social media, the news. The more we rely on the outside world for answers, the weaker our connection to our higher self becomes. Have you ever felt like something is missing, even when life seems fine? Have you ever felt a deep, unshakable sense that you are meant for more, but you just don't know what? That is your higher self whispering to you, trying to break through the noise. How disconnection from the higher self affects your life. Feeling lost or unfulfilled. No matter what you achieve, something always feels missing. Constantly seeking external validation. Relying on others to tell you who you are and what you should do. Lack of intuition. Ignoring gut feelings and falling into patterns that do not serve you. Repetitive life struggles. The same lessons keep appearing because you are not listening to your inner wisdom. Anxiety and overthinking. The mind is in control, but the soul is ignored. The greatest tragedy is not that people fail to awaken, it's that they never even realize they are asleep. They live their entire lives disconnected from their own divine guidance. But this does not have to be your fate. How to restore this lost part of your soul? Silence the noise, reduce external distractions, social media, negative influences, and overconsumption of fear-based content. Meditation and deep reflection. Spend time in stillness, listening to the quiet voice within you. Journaling conversations with your higher self. Ask yourself deep questions and let the answers flow naturally. Follow your intuition, no matter how small. Start trusting your gut instincts, even with simple decisions. Spend time in nature. The higher self speaks through the natural world. Watch the patterns, listen to the wind, and reconnect with your primal essence. Let go of limiting beliefs. Realize that you are not your fears, your past mistakes, or society's expectations. You are something much greater. When you begin to restore this connection, something incredible happens. Life no longer feels random. Coincidences turn into synchronicities. Doors open in ways you never expected. You move with purpose, knowing you are exactly where you need to be. You begin to awaken, healing the wounds of the past. Have you ever wondered why certain fears, insecurities, or emotional wounds seem to follow you, no matter how much you try to move on? The truth is, a part of you, a deeply vulnerable and pure part, was wounded long ago, and until you acknowledge it, your healing cannot be complete. Your inner child is still waiting for you to listen. Inside every adult, behind the responsibilities, the worries, and the masks we wear for the world, there is still a child, a version of us that never truly grew up. This child once laughed freely, dreamed without limits, and loved without fear. But something happened. Somewhere along the way, this child was told, "You're not good enough. Stop crying, be strong. Your dreams are unrealistic. You must be what others expect you to be." And with every harsh word, with every painful experience, a part of that child retreated deeper into the subconscious. Over time, we learn to suppress our feelings, to hide our true selves, and to forget the magic we once saw in the world. But the wounds of the inner child do not disappear. They manifest in our adult lives as self-doubt, fear of abandonment, people-pleasing, or difficulty trusting others. Think about it. Do you struggle with low self-worth? Do you fear being unloved or rejected? Do you find yourself seeking approval from others, even when it costs you your happiness? These are not just personality traits. These are symptoms of a wounded inner child crying out for healing. How disconnection from the inner child affects your life. Fear of being vulnerable. You struggle to express your true emotions, fearing rejection. Self-sabotage. You unconsciously ruin opportunities because deep down, you don't believe you deserve them. Chronic people-pleasing. You suppress your own needs to keep others happy. Struggles with self-love. Feeling unworthy of love, success, or happiness. Unexplained emotional triggers. Certain situations or words cause intense emotional reactions that seem out of proportion. Ignoring the inner child means repeating old wounds in new forms. Relationships, careers, and personal goals suffer when this part of the soul remains unhealed. But the good news? This lost part of you can be restored. You can reconnect with your inner child and give them what they always needed: love, validation, and safety. How to restore this lost part of your soul? Acknowledge your inner child. Close your eyes. Picture yourself as a small child. What do they need to hear? What do they feel? Inner child journaling. Write a letter to your younger self. Tell them they are loved. Let them express what they never could. Healing visualization. Imagine holding your younger self in a safe, warm embrace. Give them the love they never received. Reclaim playfulness. Dance, create, explore. Do the things you loved as a child without fear of judgment. Speak kindly to yourself. Replace self-criticism with encouragement. Become the supportive voice your younger self always needed. Restoring the inner child is not about dwelling in the past. It is about reclaiming the joy, the authenticity, and the pure self-love that was always meant to be yours. When you heal this part of you, you awaken to a life free from old pain. You step into a new reality, one where love, happiness, and inner peace come naturally. The forgotten shadow. What if I told you that the parts of yourself you reject, suppress, or fear the most are actually the key to your true power? The darkness within you is not your enemy. It holds the wisdom, strength, and truth you've been searching for. But first, you must face it. This is the journey into your shadow self. Every person carries a hidden side within them, a collection of suppressed emotions, buried desires, and traits they were taught to disown. This is what psychologist Carl Jung called the shadow self, the parts of us we were told were unacceptable, unworthy, or even shameful. But here's the paradox. What we suppress does not disappear. It waits, deep in our subconscious, shaping our fears, reactions, and limitations. Have you ever wondered why you feel intense jealousy, anger, insecurity, or guilt at times? Have you noticed patterns in your relationships where the same issues keep repeating? That's your shadow self trying to get your attention. How the shadow forms. As children, we were told what is good and bad. If we expressed anger, we were scolded. If we sought attention, we were called selfish. Over time, we learned to suppress these parts of ourselves to fit in, be accepted, or avoid rejection. These hidden aspects of ourselves became our shadow, and the more we ignored them, the more they controlled us from the background. Think of your shadow like an abandoned child locked away in the basement. The longer you leave them there, the more they scream for your attention, sometimes through self-sabotage, toxic relationships, or unexplained emotional pain. But what if, instead of fearing your shadow, you embraced it? Why shadow work is the key to awakening, breaking free from emotional triggers. When you understand your shadow, you stop reacting impulsively and gain emotional mastery. Healing unresolved trauma, facing your hidden wounds, allows you to process and release deep pain. Unlocking hidden strengths. Many of the traits we suppress, boldness, creativity, sensuality, are actually sources of power. Ending self-sabotage. The more you accept yourself fully, the less you unconsciously hold yourself back. Authentic self-expression. No more pretending or shrinking yourself, you become the real you. How to restore this lost part of your soul. Acknowledge your shadow, look at your emotional triggers. What annoys or angers you in others is often a reflection of what you deny in yourself. Shadow journaling. Write down your fears, insecurities, and suppressed emotions without judgment. Let them speak. Mirror work. Look into your own eyes and affirm, I accept all parts of me, even those I once rejected. Art and expression. Paint, dance, write. Express what you've buried deep inside. Inner dialogue. Meditate and visualize meeting your shadow self. Ask, what do you need from me? Listen with an open heart. The power of integration. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is the missing piece of your wholeness. When you integrate it, you stop fearing yourself. You move through life with confidence, unshaken by criticism or rejection. The light within you shines brighter because it no longer hides from the dark. Reuniting with your divine nature. What if the guidance, clarity, and wisdom you've been seeking have always been within you? What if you are not just a physical being, but a divine consciousness, temporarily experiencing life in human form? The truth is, your higher self has never left you. You've only forgotten how to listen. There was a time when humanity lived in harmony with both the physical and the spiritual realms. Ancient civilizations believed that each person carried a divine essence within them, a higher consciousness that guided them, protected them, and connected them to the vast intelligence of the universe. This divine aspect is what we call the higher self, the eternal, awakened part of you that exists beyond the limitations of the mind and ego. It is the voice of deep intuition, the source of your greatest wisdom, and the key to unlocking your true purpose. But over time, we have become disconnected, conditioned by societal expectations, overwhelmed by the noise of modern life, and trapped in cycles of fear and doubt. We forget who we truly are. Instead of listening to the whispers of our higher self, we listen to the doubts of the ego. We seek external validation, chase temporary desires, and ignore the inner calling that has always been there. But the good news is, you can restore this lost connection. You can reunite with your higher self and awaken the divine wisdom within you. Signs you are disconnected from your higher self. Feeling lost or unfulfilled, you sense that something is missing, but you can't quite explain what. Constant self-doubt, you struggle to trust your intuition and often second-guess yourself. Fear-based thinking, your mind is filled with worries, limitations, and what-ifs, preventing you from taking action. Ignoring your inner voice. You dismiss gut feelings and inner nudges, only to later regret it. A lack of synchronicity. You feel out of flow with life, as if nothing is aligning for you. How to reconnect with your higher self. Silence the noise. Meditation and stillness. The higher self speaks in whispers, not in chaos. Spend time in silence daily. Breathe deeply, focus on the present moment, and allow insights to arise naturally. Ask for guidance. Automatic writing and intuition exercises. Sit with a journal, close your eyes, and ask, what does my higher self want me to know today? Write down whatever flows through you without judgment. Follow your inner nudges, trusting synchronicities. Pay attention to repeating numbers, symbols, and unexpected opportunities. Your higher self communicates through signs. Start trusting them. Raise your vibration. Aligning with higher frequencies. Surround yourself with uplifting energy, nature, music, high-vibe people, and positive thoughts. The more you elevate your energy, the easier it becomes to hear your higher self. Soul alignment. Live authentically. Ask yourself, am I living in a way that aligns with my soul? Let go of anything that feels heavy, forced, or inauthentic. The higher self thrives in truth. The power of reconnecting with your higher self. When you restore this lost part of your soul, everything changes. You no longer search for answers outside of yourself. You become the answer. Decisions feel clearer, life flows effortlessly, and you finally step into the divine path meant for you. Your higher self is always guiding you. It's just waiting for you to listen. Awakening the flow of life. Have you ever felt like life is working against you? Like no matter what you do, things just don't seem to align? What if I told you that the universe isn't against you? You're simply disconnected from its flow. The moment you restore this lost connection, everything in your life will begin to shift. Everything in existence is made of energy. From the stars in the sky to the cells in your body, everything vibrates at a specific frequency. Ancient wisdom, modern science, and quantum physics all point to the same truth. We are not separate from the universe. We are part of it. The universe is constantly flowing, moving like a great river of energy, guiding life in perfect harmony. When we are in sync with this flow, things happen effortlessly. We attract opportunities, relationships flourish, and we feel deeply connected to something greater than ourselves. But when we resist this flow, through fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs, we create blocks that prevent energy from moving freely in our lives. Think of it like a radio. The universe is always broadcasting signals, but if you're not tuned in to the right frequency, all you hear is static. So, how do we clear the interference and realign with the energy of the universe? Signs you are disconnected from universal energy. Feeling stuck in life. Things feel like a struggle, and nothing seems to move forward. A lack of inspiration or creativity. You feel uninspired, disconnected from passion, and unable to access new ideas. Constant obstacles and resistance. You experience repeated setbacks as if something is blocking your path. Emotional burnout and exhaustion. You feel drained, unmotivated, and overwhelmed. A sense of disconnection from nature and the cosmos. You no longer feel awe, wonder, or synchronicity in everyday life. How to reconnect with universal energy. Become still. Entering the flow state. The universe flows effortlessly, and so must you. Meditate, breathe, and practice presence. Let go of control and allow life to move through you. Clear energy blockages, releasing fear and limiting beliefs. Fear is a low vibration that disrupts the flow of universal energy. Identify and release deep-seated fears, trauma, and negative thought patterns. Tune into nature. The universe speaks through the earth. Spend time in nature, listen to the wind, watch the waves, feel the sun. The natural world vibrates in perfect harmony with the universe. Let it recalibrate your energy. Align with your soul's purpose. Follow your inner compass. The universe supports those who follow their soul's calling. Ask yourself, am I living my truth, or am I living in resistance? The more aligned you are with your soul's mission, the more effortlessly energy flows into your life. Practice surrender. Trust the universe's timing. Let go of control and trust that what's meant for you will come at the right time. Instead of forcing things, shift into a state of allowing. This is where miracles happen. The power of reconnecting with universal energy. When you restore this connection, life stops feeling like a battle. You begin to move in harmony with the universe, flowing effortlessly toward your highest potential. Synchronicities become common, Opportunities arise unexpectedly, and a deep sense of trust and peace fills your heart. You are not alone. You are not separate. You are part of something vast, intelligent, and beautifully interconnected. And once you remember this truth, you will never feel lost again. Restoring the power of soul relationships. What if the people in your life, those you love, those who challenge you, and even those who have hurt you, were all meant to be there? What if every interaction, every heartbreak, and every moment of connection was part of a grand design? The truth is, our souls are deeply intertwined, and without restoring this lost connection, true awakening remains incomplete. We are not meant to walk this journey alone. From the moment we are born, we seek connection, first with our parents, then with friends, lovers, mentors, and even strangers. But beyond surface-level relationships lies something deeper, something sacred. Throughout history, spiritual traditions have spoken of soul contracts, agreements made before birth between souls destined to meet in this lifetime. Some come into our lives to teach us, others to challenge us, and a few to love us unconditionally. But in modern society, we have become disconnected from this deeper understanding of relationships. Instead of seeing others as mirrors of our own soul's evolution, we often react with judgment, fear, or detachment. Have you ever felt an instant connection with someone as if you've known them forever? Or experienced intense emotional pain from a relationship that seemed destined to happen? These are not coincidences. They are signs of soul ties, connections that extend beyond this lifetime. But what happens when we ignore these connections, or worse, sever them through pain and betrayal? The answer is soul fragmentation. A part of our essence remains trapped in unresolved emotions, preventing us from truly awakening. Signs you have lost your connection to others. Feeling isolated, even in a crowd. No matter how many people are around, you feel alone. Repeated toxic relationship patterns. You attract the same painful dynamics in different people. Difficulty forgiving others or yourself. Past wounds keep resurfacing, preventing growth. A fear of deep emotional vulnerability. You keep others at a distance, fearing rejection or pain. Lack of synchronicity in relationships. You no longer feel aligned with those around you. Restoring the power of soul relationships. Recognize the lessons in every relationship. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every person who enters your life, whether briefly or for a lifetime, has a role in your soul's growth. Heal old wounds and release soul ties. Painful relationships leave energetic imprints on your soul. Through meditation, cord-cutting rituals, or forgiveness practices, you can release these burdens. Rebuild authentic connections. Stop chasing surface-level relationships. Seek those who truly see and understand you. Invest in deep conversations, meaningful moments, and true presence. Open yourself to soul family and kindred spirits. Not all family is blood. Your soul family are those who uplift, challenge, and inspire you. Be open to meeting new people who align with your spiritual path. Reconnect with love in its purest form. Love is not possession, attachment, or control. It is freedom, understanding, and unconditional acceptance. The more love you give freely, the more love flows into your life. The power of restoring soul connections. When we truly reconnect with others, we step into a reality where every interaction is sacred. We no longer see relationships as accidental, but as profound exchanges of energy and wisdom. You are not alone. You have never been alone. The universe has placed people on your path for a reason. Some to challenge you, some to heal you, and some to walk beside you forever. Once you restore this connection, love in all its forms will flow back into your life effortlessly. The final restoration, awakening to your wholeness. What if everything you've been searching for, healing, purpose, love, was never lost? What if it was within you all along, waiting for you to remember? The journey to awakening is not about becoming someone new. It's about reclaiming what was always yours. You have walked through the shadows of your soul, uncovering lost fragments, your divine purpose, your inner voice, your forgotten dreams, your sacred emotions, and your connection to others. But now, the final step awaits: integration. True awakening is not just understanding these parts, it is embodying them. It is no longer seeking wholeness outside of yourself, but realizing that you were whole from the very beginning. The world has conditioned us to believe that we are broken, incomplete, and in need of something external to save us. But the greatest illusion of all is separation. Separation from our higher self, from our divine essence, and from the infinite power within. So how do we restore our wholeness? How do we awaken fully? The 5 final steps to soul integration. Accept that you were never broken. Stop searching for yourself as if you are lost. Everything you need is already inside, you only needed to awaken to it. Release the old identity. The pain, the trauma, the labels others gave you, none of it defines your true essence. Let go of the past self that was built on fear, doubt, and limitation. Step into your authentic power. Speak your truth without fear. Choose courage over comfort, truth over illusion, and love over fear. Embrace stillness and trust your inner wisdom. The awakened soul does not chase answers. It allows them to come. In silence, in presence, in deep trust, you will hear the whispers of your soul guiding you. Live as a conscious creator. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the architect of your reality. Every thought, emotion, and action shapes your world. Choose them wisely. The moment of awakening, when all 4 lost parts of your soul are restored, something profound happens. Your energy shifts. The world around you feels lighter. Synchronicities become frequent. Your relationships deepen effortlessly. Peace replaces the chaos of the mind. You finally feel home. And in this moment, you realize something. You were never asleep. You were always awake, just waiting to remember. Final words. As you step forward from this journey, know that awakening is not a destination. It is an ongoing evolution. There will still be challenges, moments of doubt, and times when you forget. But now, you have the tools to return to yourself, to realign, to reclaim your power. And so the final question remains, are you ready to fully awaken? Call to action. If this journey resonated with you, if you felt something shift within, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with those who need to hear these words, and leave a comment below. What part of your soul are you reclaiming today? Let's awaken together.